Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are fit and fine at your home. Dear students, today we are going to study English subject of 7th standard. Yes student, which chapter we are going to learn, I will tell you after this video. Okay student, first watch and listen to this story carefully. After that, I would like to introduce our lesson. Okay students, are you ready? Okay, but before moving forward, I would like to extend my thanks to my subscribers, students, those who have subscribed it, liked it, commented below the video. Thank you students and be connected. So now let's watch this video. It was sunny and beautiful day. Everyone was waiting for the train. On the train station, there was a good amount of crowd, but among them there was a group of young friends. They were very happy and enjoying on the station because they were on a vacation trip. It was a crowded train station with a restaurant, juice shop, newspaper shop, tea stall, and many more things. In the station, there was an announcement regarding the arrival of the train on the platform. Everyone was preparing to get into the train when it was approached its exact place. Those groups of boys made loud noise and welcomed the train after reaching the station. They all ran into the train and took the seats before anyone could go there. Within a minute, full empty seats filled with people, and the train ready to go and started whistling to move. The train was starting to pass while a young, around 15 years old boy and old man were also running to catch the train. They entered into the train before ready to move from the platform. Their seats were reserved beside those of the younger group of boys. The 15-year young boy was so amused to see everything. He was very much surprised to see everything. He said to his father, "Dad, see, the train is moving so fast and everything is going backward." Father smiled. Again, the boy screamed as the train was moving so fast, and he said, "Dad, the color of the tree is green and those are going backward so fast." Father said, "Yes, my love," and smiled. The young boy looks like a little kid and watching and asking all the time with tones of surprises. At the same time, a fruit seller was passing by carrying some apples and oranges. The young boy urged his father to buy an apple. He wanted to eat that. And he said, "Oh, apple looks so well, more than it tastes. I love this color." The young group boys were watching all activities of the boy and asked his father about his son. What is his son's problem? Why shouldn't he see a doctor? One of the members of the group laughed at the boy and said, "I think his son is mad." The young boy's father replied with soft tone to the boys, "We have seen a doctor and come from there. My son was born blind. Only a few days ago, he got his eyes back. He's discovering all the things for the first time in his life." The young group feels very guilty. They were very sad and becomes quiet. They all apologized to his son and himself. Student, have you heard this story? Can you tell me what is the moral of this story now? Yes, let me tell you. Don't judge anyone or make fun until you know the reality. And think before you speak. Students, can you tell me what have we learned from this story? Yes, the moral of the story is think before you speak. Yes, student, we need to think before whatever we are going to speak. Okay, students? So, the story tells us that you need to think before you speak. So, today we are going to learn the lesson number 3.6, that is think before you speak. Okay, students? First of all, I will read one by one the paragraphs and then I will explain line to line. Okay, students? So, first I will read the first paragraph, then I will explain. Lesson number 3.6, think before you speak. Man was meant to listen more and talk less. That is why, as the great British statesman Benjamin Disraeli said, nature has endowed man with 2 ears and 1 mouth. If man was meant to talk more and listen less, he would have 2 mouths and only 1 ear. Imagine how we would have looked. How strange, with 2 mouths on the 2 sides and 1 ear at the center. Students, the first para says that, see, the man is designed to speak less and listen more. Okay, student. So, in the first line itself, it says that man is meant to listen more and speak less. Okay, student. And to prove this line, here an example is provided. To prove it, an example is given by Benjamin Disraeli. What did Benjamin Disraeli say here? That he says that nature has endowed. Endowed means what, student? Here means to provide with ability. So nature has provided with ability to us or to human being is that what? 2 ears and 1 mouth. Okay, why Benjamin Disraeli said that? Yes, student, can you tell me? Because according to him, he says that nature want or nature designed the man in this way that you should or the human being should listen more. Okay, and for that purpose nature has given us 2 ears, and the nature itself want that man should speak less, and for that purpose he has given only 1 mouth to us. Okay, student. So according to Benjamin Disraeli, that the nature has given us 2 ears so that we can listen more, but only 1 mouth is provided to us so that we can speak very less. Okay, students. Again he says that if man meant to speak more and listen to less, then what would happen? Yes, then the nature would provide 2 mouth and 1 ear only, because if the man meant to speak more and listen less. Student, can you imagine a man with 2 mouths and an ear? Imagine how we would looked if we have 2 mouths and an ear. It will be strange. How strange with 2 mouths and 1 ear. How strange with 2 mouths on the sides and 1 ear at the center. Yes, student, it will be strange. It would be very strange. Student, we can't imagine that a man with 2 mouths by the side of and a ear at the center. Students, this is actually not a scientific reason which is given by Benjamin Disraeli. Okay, students, it is not a scientific reason, but he tried to convey us that we should think more and speak less, so that the nature has given us 2 ears to listen more and to speak less. So the nature has given only 1 mouth. So here he tried to give a light-hearted example and wanted to tell you in an effective way. Okay, students, have you understood? Okay, now I will read the next paragraph. Listen to it carefully, and afterward I will explain line by line. And mind you, the ears are like funnels, open all the time. There is no door with which you can close them. Whereas, if you have to speak even one single word, that word must pass through two walls, two fences. There is, firstly, the fence of these two rows of teeth. There is, secondly, the fence of the two lips. Before a word can be spoken, it has to pass, it has to pierce through these two walls, through these two fences. Therefore, we must think at least twice before we utter a word. Paragraph tells students, the second paragraph tells us about the ears. Here it is said that ears are like funnels. Yes student, what do you mean by funnels? Funnels means a tube which is wide at the mouth and very narrow at the bottom. Okay student, so it is said here that ears are as a funnels, and here funnels do not have any kind of door so that we can shut it off. Always the funnels of the ears or the ears are open. There is no any door so that we can close it. Okay student, so these funnels are always open, all the time it remains open, and these funnels do not have any kind of door so that we can close it. What does it mean student? It means that we continue to listen to something. Okay student, so ears are designed to listen continuously because these are open all the time. Okay student, but if we want to speak a single word, then what we have to do students? Yes, do you know? Whereas if you want to speak a single word, it need to pass through two barriers, two fences. Yes student, the word must pass two fences or two walls. Yes student, which are these fences? Which are these walls student? Yes, do you know? Which are these fences? Yes, do you know the meaning of fences student? If you know the meaning of fences, type your answer in the comment box student. Do not forget, try it. Okay, so fences means barriers. Okay student, as we have barriers around our society, we have fences. Okay, a fence of wire. Okay, in the same way here the word need to pass two fences or two barriers, okay, before we speak. Okay, so here the first fence is that it should pass through the row of teeth. Okay student, first it need to pass through the row of teeth, and the second barrier is, or the second fence is, the lips. Okay student, so here the word must pass through these two fences, that is the row of teeth and the two lips. Then only we could able to speak. But when the ears are open, there is no barrier, so directly we can listen all the time. But here if you want to speak, we have to pass two barriers, then only we could able to speak a single word if you want. Okay students, have you understood? It has to pierce through these two walls or two fences. Yes student, what do you mean by pierce? Pierce means go into or go through. So it need to go through the two walls or two fences, that is the row of teeth and lips, the two lips. Therefore, we must think twice before we utter a word. Yes, student, whenever you want to speak, you need to think first properly, then only we need to speak, or then only we need to utter a word. Yes, student, what do you mean by utter? Here, utter means complete. Okay, so whenever you want to complete your words, you need to think over it, then only we need to utter a word, or we need to finish our words, or we need to speak. Okay, so in general what we can say, we need to think before you speak. Okay students, have you understood this much? Now I will read the next paragraph. You listen to it carefully, then I will explain it to you line by line. A very wise man once remarked that of the unspoken word you are a master. Of the spoken word, you are a slave. Once you have spoken a word, you cannot get it back. Do what you will. Therefore, you must be very careful about the words that you speak. Once the word has left your lips, you will not be able to get it back. Students, the third paragraph explains that a wise man, once upon a time, a wise man explained or remarked or said that of the unspoken words, you are a master. Yes, student, that of the unspoken words, you are the master. What the man want to say? Yes, student, do you know? Yes, the if the unspoken words are there, then you are master of it. It means that the person who can control his thoughts, his ideas, and before speaking, he is the master. Okay, student. It means he can control his thinking, he can control his thought, he can control his speech, or he can control his words. Okay, so he is called as a master because he could able to control his thoughts in mind only before speaking. So it is said that unspoken words. Okay, student, who is master, student? The person who controls the thing is known as master, as well as the person who has a skill. Okay, he is called as a master. So here the person who is skilled in using words is known as a master. He can control the words too. Okay, student. So here the person says that, or the wise man says, the unspoken words, you are the master because you can control the words. Okay, student, have you understood? And of the spoken word, you are a slave. Yes, student, here the wise man says that once the words are spoken, okay, student, it can't be taken back again. Once you have spoken anything, you could not able to take the words back. So here it is very important to think before you speak. Okay, student. So here, and then because of that, here the wise man says that you are a slave of spoken word because you can't change that. Okay, students, have you understood? Very good. Yes, once you have spoken the words, then you could not take it back, as well as you could not control that one. You will not able to control the things. If you are not able to control the things, it means that you are slave of that words. Now, have you understood now? Do what you will, but you could not able to take that words back, student. In any condition, you could not able to take that words back. Okay, the spoken words dissolve in the air. Therefore, you must be very careful before using the words, because once the word left your lips, you will not able to get it back. Yes, student, have you understood? Very good. Now, student, I will read the next paragraph. You listen to it carefully. Then I will explain to you line by line. What are unspoken words? They are things you want to say, but remain unsaid, as thoughts in your mind. Once you have put the thoughts into words, once the words have left your lips, you cannot change them or control them. Students, the fourth paragraph explains that. What are unspoken words? Yes, student, just now I have explained what is unspoken words actually. Yes, the unspoken words means they are the things that you want to speak but remains in the mind only. That these are unspoken words that remained in your mind only as thought in your mind. Okay, students. Yes, student, here you want to speak something but you are not able to speak anything. Okay, and it remains in your mind as it is or as a thought only. Okay, so this is called unspoken words. But once you have put your thoughts into words, and once the words left your lips, you could not able to control it, or you cannot change it. Okay, students. Now, students, I will read the next paragraph, then I will explain. A young man went to his spiritual teacher and said, I have spoken very harsh and unkind words to my friend, and he is deeply hurt. I am afraid I have lost my friendship with him. How can I make amends? The wise teacher gave him a fresh sheet of blank paper and a pen. He said to the young man, "Write down on this paper all the harsh things you said to him." The young man did as he was told and showed the paper to the teacher. "Now tear up this sheet of paper into as many small bits as you can," the wise teacher said. Soon the single sheet was torn into 100 tiny bits of paper. "Throw the bits out of this window," the teacher told him. That was easily done. It was a windy day, and the tiny bits were scattered far and wide, even as the young man watched. "Now go out into the street and collect as many bits of the paper as you can," the teacher ordered him. The young man was taken aback. But, that will be difficult," he stammered. "It will be difficult indeed, but do give it a try," the teacher suggested. The young man went out. He returned half an hour later, exhausted. He had not been able to get hold of a single torn bit from the paper he had torn up just a while earlier. "This is what happens with the spoken word," the teacher said to him. "Once you have spoken the words aloud, it is very difficult to take them back. Therefore, learn to think before you speak in anger." Students, in the next paragraph, it tells us that a young man went to his spiritual teacher and said that he has spoken a lot of unpleasant things, harsh words, and unkind words, and he afraid that he has broken his friendship now. His friend was deeply hurt. Now he wanted to do something so that the relations will be as it is or as earlier. Okay, student. So he is asking to his spiritual teacher that what can I do so that I can make the relations as it is, as earlier. But he has spoken very harsh and unkind words to his friend, and because of that his friend has got very deeply hurted. Then he is asking what he can do. Okay, students, here spiritual means what? Relating to religion. Okay, students, we do have the spiritual teacher. We go to teacher and ask for a solution. In the same way, here a young man went to his spiritual teacher and explained all the things whatever is happened. Okay, students, here harsh means unpleasant thing and unkind means cruel things. Okay, due to unkind and harsh word, the friend of this young man has got hurted. He is thinking that he has lost his friendship. Now he is feeling guilty, but he is asking to his spiritual teacher that how can I make amends? Yes, student, what do you mean by amends here? Amends means changing something so that we can do something fairer. Okay, student. So here the young man wanted to make his relationship or wanted to make his friendship again fairer. Okay, students, have you understood? Now, students, now the wise teacher or the spiritual teacher of that young man gives a fresh sheet of blank paper and a pen. Yes, student, here the spiritual teacher or the wise person asks the young man to write all the harsh words and unkind words that he has spoken to his friend on the blank paper. The young man did as he told by the wise person or spiritual teacher, and he showed it to the spiritual teacher. Then the wise teacher said that now tear up this sheet. tear up this sheet of paper into as many small as bits you can. Soon the young man torn it into 100 tiny bits of paper. The young man listened to the wise person or spiritual teacher and torn it out into 100 of tiny bits of paper. Then the teacher told him to throw all the bits of the papers out of the window. When the spiritual teacher told him to throw out all these tiny bits of paper, very easily the young man threw it out of the window. The tiny bits of paper scattered far and wide as the young man watched it. Yes, student, now the tiny bits of paper scattered here and there out of the window, and it spread very far and wide. After it, the teacher ordered him that go out and collect as many bits of the paper as you can. Yes, student, after this, the teacher ordered him that go out and collect as many the bit of papers as you can. Students, now you can know that it is very difficult to collect the scattered bits of paper now. Students, what do you mean by scattered here? Scattered means disorganized. Okay, they are not in organized way now. These are scattered, spread everywhere. So it is very difficult to collect now. The young man stammered. Yes, student, what do you mean by stammered here? Stammered means saying something with hesitation or hesitate to say something, especially the initial letters of the sentence. So the young man stammered here that, but that will be difficult. Yes, in this way he stammered, he hesitated to say. But the teacher said that just go and try. It is difficult indeed, but go and try first. After the suggestion of teacher, the young man went out and he returned half an hour later exhausted. Yes, student, he went out and then he came back again exhausted. What do you mean by exhausted, student, here? Exhausted means very tired. When he came back, he was very tired. Okay, students, after half an hour he came back and he was very tired. And the young man was not able to hold a single bit of paper, a tiny paper. Students, and just now, earlier he had torn it out. The spiritual teacher said that this is what happens with the spoken words. Once you have spoken out the words, it is very difficult to take back it. Therefore, learn to think before you speak in anger. Yes, student, in this way, the spiritual teacher tells him or suggested him that learn to think before you speak. Okay, students, have you understood? Very good. Now we will move forward. Students, we shall study an example which is given by Socrates on speak before you think. Okay, student, Socrates was one of the eminent, wisest man of ancient period. Yes, student, Socrates was one of the Greek ancient philosophers. His period was 470 BCE to 399 BCE. Yes, student. So he was one of the greatest moral philosopher of Western countries. Now here Socrates has influenced many of the youths. Once Socrates counseled his disciples to keep their mouths shut. Yes, student. Once upon a time, Socrates counseled. Counseled means what? Advised, suggested to his disciples to keep their mouth shut and speak only when absolutely necessary. Okay, students, have you understood? But the disciples asked him, "O wise man, how may we know that it is the right time to speak? Yes, yes student, it is very important to know when to speak and which is the time that is right to speak then. Okay, so the disciples asked the Socrates that how to know it that we need to speak. Socrates replied to them that open your mouth when open your mouth to speak only after you have asked three questions to yourself and received an affirmative answer to it. Then the disciples asked, what are the three questions? Yes, the disciples asked, what are the three questions? Socrates told them the first question, that is, the first question that should be asked to ourselves is that, is it true? What does it mean, student? It means that if you want to speak something, first of all, we need to confirm ourselves whatever we are speaking that is true, that is trustworthy. Okay, student. Then only we need to speak. If you are sure that whatever you are going to speak that is true, then only we need to speak. Otherwise, it is better to keep silence, or otherwise it is better to shut your mouth. It is better not to utter a single word. What do you mean by veracity here? Veracity means conformity with truth or truthfulness. Okay, student, have you understood? Very good. When we utter words carelessly, it means that we ourselves are the transmitters of untruth. It means that we are spreading untruth or false things ourselves when we speak carelessly. So it is very important to confirm the truthfulness before you speak. Okay, students? Then Socrates tells the second question, that is it pleasant? Yes, student, whenever you speak, you need to think that whatever you are speaking, that should be pleasant. Most of the time people speak in idleness or gives empty remarks or vain statements that can cause unpleasantness. So student, here we need not talk anything in idleness. We should not give any remark in emptiness, or a vain statement should not be given, so that pleasantness will be created. So most of the time we see that people are giving empty statements, good for nothing only. Okay, student. So we have to avoid such kind of statements, and it is better that these unpleasant words remain unspoken. Students, now the third and last question told by Socrates is it useful? Yes, student, whenever you speak, we need to see that whatever you are speaking, that should be useful to others. If it is not useful, then there is no need to speak it out. Okay, students, have understood? We need to think that, is our statement or word going to benefit to the listener? Will our words bring comfort to the listener? Or are we likely to help someone with what we say? Only in that case, we should go ahead and say our words. Yes, student, have you understood these three questions told by Socrates? Okay, student. So here it is very important to think over all these three questions before you speak. Okay, student, have you understood? Yes. So today what we have learned lesson number 3.6, and in this chapter we have learned that it is very important to think before you speak. We need to think at least twice a time before you speak, because once you have spoken, then the words can't be taken back. So it is very important to think before speak. Okay, student, have you understood? Very good. Students, in the next video we are going to do the exercise given below this lesson. Okay, and if you want to learn more about this, then be connect with me. And if you want to connect with me, subscribe my channel and press the bell icon. Okay student, if you have liked this video, like it, share it to your friends, comment below the video, and do not forget to subscribe it and press the bell icon so that you will get current notification of new videos. Thank you. Be connected.